Well, one of the things to keep in mind, and just a strange stat, I think that we figured out that Adam has been with Kawasaki for 20 years. If you go back to his 65cc days, I think the only person who's been with one brand longer is Barry Karsten. I had to get a name shout for Bayville Barry.
His kid still rides Suzuki's too, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, geez, Barry won so many. What is it? Suzuki Bucks. What did they call them back in the day?
RM Bucks.
RM Bucks. Yeah. Barry Carson. He still ride?
Oh yeah, he comes and does Loretta Lynn's every year. Him and John Gruey have this annual battle. Gruey was a real good rider from Michigan who just didn't quite make it. When he turned pro back in like '88 and '89, which was also when Barry turned pro, and you can count at Loretta Lynn's on at least 2 knockdown drag out motos between those guys. Sometimes it looks like they're in slow motion because you just watched Ryder DiFrancesco and Nick Romano and Hayden Deegan ride around that track, and then those guys are out there like it's like they're on lawnmowers. But then I think, man, those guys would be a lap ahead of me.
Yeah, no, I was actually talking to my kid the other day, and I'm like, hey, you want to race like on there, because they were watching the show. And he's like, I want to be just like Daddy. And it was like the first time, like when he said it, it like actually, it felt real. Like we were watching a podcast and.
But it wasn't, he didn't want to be like Dad about riding a motorcycle.
No.
He wanted to be like Dad being on TV.
He wanted to be that. And then we were watching the one and he says like, I want to ride. And I told him, I was like, well, if you start riding, like if you race, like I'll race. So. Case in point.
Don't say that.
No, I am.
We need to edit that out.
If my kid goes to Loretta Lynn's one day, like you'll see me in the plus 40 class, whatever it is. Like I always wanted to come back out there, finish racing. That would give me a reason to go do it. So
and I think you would have a blast. But one thing I got to warn you about, and I tell this to everyone who goes to the Loretta Lynn's when they come back as a vet rider, and that is that it's much different than you remember. You're going to have one muddy moto, you're going to have one hot moto, and you're going to have one rough as hell moto.
Yeah.
And when the week is over, you're going to get beat by someone you've never heard of.
Yeah.
And it's
that pretty much sums it up.
Yeah. And I had that
sums up my last outdoor season. Like, who the hell is that? Like, yeah. No, I can get that. Like, and that's cool. But I think like when you have another reason to go there, you're okay with that. But yeah, I'm gonna win now.
So are you gonna push them into riding, or when's the bike?
No,
when's
I'm
the
gonna
bike
push them
coming?
out of it because I'm like, oh, whatever. But
when you go to the dealership, pick up a bike.
no, I mean he's got a bike.
Oh, there's bikes in the garage.
Does he look up to Uncle Malcolm more since he's the fastest Stewart now?
No, because like Uncle Malcolm, we got the same hair, so sometimes I'll be like, oh, that's me hanging out. But I don't play his videos. Like I play mine. But yeah, I think he was actually talking about Uncle Malcolm because they just saw him a couple weeks ago. And he was like, yeah, Uncle Malcolm, he had a cool car. And I'm like, damn it, that was my old car, like on there. But no, it's cool. Like, I just know what I seen with my brother, like on there, and just the pressure of having to deal with whatever, like James Stewart, your kid. Same thing with Tiger Woods and a lot of kids. It's rare to see, kids from great athletes like when their father was great. Like you don't see a lot of, the brothers and sisters of like a James Stewart, and then you see. Tobias, you don't see a lot of that. You see a lot of kids that like dad raced or played baseball that were good, but not like great. And so just the pressure of like him, like dealing with that is not something that I would ever stop him for wanting to do. I just feel like he would need to love it, to do it at the level where I think he, to compete at anything, you got to be willing and loving to do it. Otherwise it's going to be, I don't want to like, spoiled, like he wins and then he doesn't win, he's crying, he gives up, all that. I'm like, forget all that. So, but I think he will do it. Like, I actually think he will. He crashes enough. He's got that part with him, so I know he's mine.